So what we've got here is a failed rear crankshaft oil seal. These are quite common to fail on the Subarus. So this is an EJ207 engine, and I'm pretty sure almost all the EJ series engines have the same rear crankshaft oil seal. So that is the part number. Double check it though, but I'm 99% sure they're all exactly the same. So as you can see, like I said, this has failed. I can see there's sort of fresh oil here. I did have a proper look around this first before I started cleaning it, because I kind of wanted to see where the leak was coming from, because just to let you guys know, there's a few different places the oil can leak from at this part of the engine. So the obvious culprit is this oil seal here. Now there's also like an access panel here. Now I can see there's quite a lot of gunk and stuff at the bottom of this, which there would be if the oil was leaking down here and this is the flywheel spinning around. It's going to chuck oil up there, and then all friction plate is going to stick as well. But just be aware that this can leak oil too. So I'm gonna have to make a decision on that to see if I replace the gasket in here. I'm pretty sure it's just the old, it's like the classic Subaru grey sealant stuff that you've got to use for that. But we'll get onto that in a moment. So this can fail, and also just here, you can see the bottom of the sump. So now these also go. And I was trying to refresh my memory earlier on what you're going to do to replace the gasket on this. I've only ever done it before with the engine out. Now, there's a few bolts on this side you can't actually get to because the subframe's in the way. I think you can do it somehow. I think if you loosen off the engine mounts and maybe move the engine up ever so slightly, you can get to those bolts. But nonetheless, I just thought I'd let you know there's like 3 culprits here that can cause oil to leak from this area. That, and that. It's unlikely it's this that's caused all this oil up here and gunk and all this kind of stuff, because of just where the oil would naturally flow. It would want to flow down, and you can see this bit here is definitely more sort of moist than the rest. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to clean this up, and then we're going to replace the oil seal. So I'll do a quick little time lapse now of me cleaning it, and then we'll catch up once it's all clean. The way I'm going to do this is see if I can just use a screw to wind in here and here, and then we're going to use the other end of a hammer to pull this oil seal out. I think that's how I've done it before. I'll be honest, I've gone into this without researching it, so that's just how I'm going to go about it today. So yeah, the tools you'll need are these. So yeah. I made a little bit of a mistake actually when I was taking this out. What I was doing was on these holes here, I was drilling way too close to, I was sort of keeping it in the center of this. So because I was keeping the center, there's also the rubber seal here. So when I was drilling, put the screw in there, pulled it out, it was the metal was shearing this side, so it wasn't strong enough. So this one here, I've drilled almost as close as I can to this face. And I use a smaller drill bit as well, went one size further down, put this in, hammer pops straight off. So there we go. So a little bit of a mistake there, but nonetheless, the method does work. Maybe there's other ways to do this. I've just done this with other oil seals I've done on different cars. So like I said, make sure you're as close to this edge as you can be. Take your time with it. It's better to go this way round and slowly work your way out than going too close either side, if that makes sense, because you want to protect these machine surfaces as well. But look, that is now off. And you can see there's, on the outer edge of the oil seal, there's actually a metal sort of ring that goes around it anyway. So you are protecting this outer edge in here. So so anyway, that's how to get that off. Like I said, take your time with it, and it'll be fine. So next step now is to just clean this up, give us a very quick clean, and then we'll press the oil seal in. Bits of crap in there. Right, we'll give this a very quick clean. You want to make sure that this inner race is as clean as it can be. I just saw a bit of gunk on the inside of that then. And obviously this is where it's more prone to leaking. So put a screwdriver inside a rag and then just make sure that's all clean in there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's check this just for size. Looks fine to me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of oil around this inner race and then the same for the outer, just to give us a bit of a helping hand. Okay, so we're going to press this back in. Again, I'm sure there's a few different ways to do this online. It's probably an approved Subaru way. But what I've done is, like I said, the new one, I've just put a very small coating of oil on it. I'm going to use the old one as a sort of press that takes up all the sort of the brunt of all the impacts when we're trying to push that in. Now, I'm sure when I've done this in the past, right, if you're really desperate, you can just get like a socket or something like that, with a bit of like wood on the other side of it, or just something that takes up the impact, and just gently tap this in, you know. But you can use this and just tap around this slowly to press it in. I've actually found this bit of pipe here that fits just around like that, so it should give me a bit more of a better let's see how that's going. So I can see one side's gone in more. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's clean this up. Yeah. Now, I'm sure, again, when I've done this in the past, these can be rounded. So make sure you get, you know, I'm using like a ratchet bit here, because with a screwdriver it's quite hard and it's easy to round it off. So yeah, just take your time with these. There's no harm in replacing it. From what I remember, it's just literally an access panel. I can't actually remember what it's called, but there's no gasket for this. Like, you just have to use the sealant for it. So I've already cracked that one. There we go, that one's come in. Just to be clear as well, sorry, I have drained the oil in advance to this. Probably should structure my YouTube videos a bit better. If you're ever doing stuff like this, I'd advise you, you can download the workshop manuals for these Subarus. There's quite a few different ways to get it online now. If you're struggling, just join one of the forums on Facebook and ask the question. I'm sure someone will send it to you, so you can get all the right torque figures for this. When you pop back up, now the next thing is this doesn't want to come off. Is this going to pop off and fly in my face? Probably. There we go, it's coming. You actually see some oil dripping out. Okay, there's more in there. I've left the oil drain for a couple of days out of this, so let's just get a rag, chuck that under there. And that's what it looks like. So you can see there's not much of a gasket on there really. That silicone stuff, there's not really too much there. You can see where it all sits here. So it's definitely worthwhile doing it, guys. You know, and then just to clear this off, we'll get a bit of like a blade or something like that. Okay, so we've cleaned both surfaces up. Best way to do this is to use a blade, like a Stanley blade or whatever. I think you can get plastic ones as well, which work great. And you just literally hold it upright and move it back and forth and clear up all surfaces. So that, with brake cleaner, get it all clean. Do exactly the same for this side, guys. Let me just try and show you. Yeah. And then what we're going to use is the Subaru, is it 3 Bond 1215 silicone liquid gasket. So what I'm going to, this has been in my shed for a while, this gasket stuff. So I'm going to try and, it's gone a bit crap at the top with the, whoops, where the lid is. So I'm going to try my best to get a nice clean bit of gasket on here. So what I usually do is something like this. I just take my finger, put on a set of gloves. And just sort of follow it round. So I'm going to put the opposing half on. I'm happy with this side's all cleaned up. I want to get the screws ready. Yeah, of course, that's not going in. Okay, what is going on? Right. Last screw had fallen. We're thinking a little bit there. Okay, obviously I'll give this a clean up. I'm not going to leave it like that. Like I say, in hindsight, I should have done the opposing half really. Could have done it on the bench. But I'm happy with that. I can see, you can sort of see it all just coming out the sides. Like this is snug now, so, you know. And you want to be going to, I think it's 6 Newton meters. That's the torque settings on this. So yeah, we'll give it a second just to cure a little bit, and then we'll be talking that up. Okay, and there we have it, guys. So the rear main seal replaced. Like I said, take your time with it. Keep an eye on it. It all looks good. Make sure it's just flush. Run your finger around it. And then this is just the silicone, like Subaru sealant stuff. and then torqued to, I think it was 7 Newton meters. That's what I've done this to. So it says 10 there, but I've wound it back to 7 on this dial. And then just go in a sort of good sequence to go through it. You can see there's a nice layer of sealant all the way around the side here. It doesn't look too thick. So I'm happy with that. And then we'll probably just give it a quick coat down now with brake cleaner.